What is up, you guys? I am Not Metallics. Thanks for checking out my channel. If you missed out on my first part video where I cover all the face brushes that I recommend, please check that out. I'll put a card up here for you guys. For right now, we're gonna move along to part 2 for my most recommended eye brushes. Stay tuned, I'll be right back. Alright guys, let's do this. I'm a firm believer that you can be sucky at makeup, but if you have the right tools, you'll be at a great start. So I'm gonna start off with the brush that I use to apply concealer or a eyeshadow primer all over the lid, followed by a matching color powder that, you know, matches my skin tone that again, I'll put all over the lid. I mentioned this brush in my first face brushes video because I use it also for concealer, but this is the Real Techniques Expert Concealer Brush. It is kind of narrow at the top and it has those synthetic hairs. It has that perfect density to spread the concealer nicely and then follow the powder on top. When I first start my eye makeup look, this is the first one that I'm grabbing. Now let's talk about applying shadow over the lid. Again, this video is not sponsored, but all of these 4 brushes are from Real Techniques. The first one is actually called the Real Techniques Shading Brush, and it has those synthetic white hairs. This is great for powder and cream products. It has the perfect width. It's not too narrow and it's not too thick. It's not as thick as the last brush I showed you. You can see how big and wide the orange one is compared to this one here. It's much, much smaller. It's the perfect size to get the color on that lid, especially any type of creamy eyeshadow, liquid eyeshadow. This is the first brush that I am grabbing. Real Techniques came out with another shading brush. Their Instapop collection, a lot of the brushes are slanted. This is the Real Techniques Instapop Crease brush. It's very similar to the first one that I showed you guys, and again, it has that slant. It's also a synthetic brush, so you can use it for both cream and powder. The slant in this brush is so nice when you are trying to be precise and get all on that lid without touching or entering your crease area. So this allows you to be just a little bit more precise than this brush. Other than that, they are pretty much the exact same thing. I fell in love with this right away. Real Techniques came out with another brush. It's the Instapop Shade Brush, and it's literally the same as the crease brush, but it's like 2 times bigger. I love this brush when I am in a rush, and because of my time restraint, I'm sticking with one shade. If I am going for a shade that's a liquid texture and I don't want to be careful with it, I just want to swipe it all over my lid, blend it up in the crease a little bit, and move the hell out of the door, this is the brush I'm going to grab. I want to recommend this to you guys because every time I'm applying my makeup that way, I am digging in my brush collection looking for this. Whenever I am looking to apply a color on my lid and I need to be very precise with it, especially when I'm reaching the inner corner area, I grab this brush. I don't know the name of it. I'm gonna link it down below, but this is also from Real Techniques. This is some sort of their detailer brush, but you can see it literally is a triangle. It has that point. It's synthetic, but it has a nice narrowness to it, and it has that firmness. I had to mention it because it's essential. It's something that I definitely look for when I'm trying to be precise in that inner corner. There are 2 brushes that I look for when I am going to blend colors in that crease. And these brushes, they're actually dupes for each other. I'm gonna start off with the high-end one. This is the Sigma E25 brush. And this is an excellent quality brush. It is a little pricey, but you can see how great the quality of the hairs. Look at how none of them are swaying away. They're all tightly packed in one direction, but it has enough flexibility and firmness. You're able to control that color and blend it out. And I fell in love with this so much, I did some research and I found a dupe. The Morphe M433 brush. This is what it looks like here. It's very similar to the Sigma one. You can see how nicely packed these Sigma one is, it looks neater and it looks uniform. The Morphe one, the hairs are swaying out just a little bit, but I'm gonna be honest with you, these both do the same exact thing. They blend the same, they apply the product the same. If you're looking for something of a better quality and you don't mind spending the money, I do recommend the Sigma one. But, you know, I'm always down for that discount. If you're not looking to spend the money, I do recommend the Morphe M433. This is great. I own more than one. I hope that helps you guys to, you know, work that crease. When I'm focusing on the crease, if I don't want it to surpass a certain area going up or down, and I'm trying to be precise, there's two brushes that I look for. This is the Moda Pro BMX 430 crease brush. I got this in a Boxycharm. The packaging is just absolutely gorgeous. It reminds me of a Kat Von D packaging. I love that. But this brush, you can see that it's a little pointy and it is flexible, so it's nice to blend. It allows you to be just a little bit more precise in the crease. The quality of these brushes are great. My second recommendation, this is the Morphe E17 brush. It's similar to a pencil brush, but it's bigger. It's bigger and just a little fluffier, and it's a little rounder. My next set of brushes, I grab just to blend everything together. When you apply all your shades on the lid and in your crease, you're gonna need an overall fluffy brush that's going to blend out those hard edges. These brushes are my recommendations for that purpose. I'm going to start off with the first one that I fell in love with, and again, it's from Real Techniques. I also use this for concealer. This is the Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. It's round and it's fluffy. You can't be precise with it. It does have the synthetic hair, so you can use it for both. Going forward, these two brushes do the same exact thing. I use them for the same exact purpose. This is the Sigma E40. This is a ride or die. This brush is amazing. It is amazing. I only use these for powder to blend all my colors out and melt them together. I have a dupe coming up about this, but I have to tell you guys, this is a staple. You should have this brush. I'm gonna let you know right now. Go on the website and spend the money, because I do personally feel if you do eyeshadow, you need this brush. When you use it, you'll understand what I'm saying. Again, this is a little bit more expensive, so I found a dupe. This is the Morphe E27 brush. These brushes are exactly alike, guys. The Sigma one is black hair. The Morphe has those synthetic hairs. The Morphe is at a fraction of the price, and you can see they're exactly the same. The Morphe packaging is okay. It's not as sturdy as this, and this is not as sturdy as this. I just want to lay that out for you guys when you do your shopping around. You know, when it comes to working in the outer V area of the eye, I usually go for a dark shadow. I like to make sure that I'm grabbing a brush that's gonna allow me to be detailed and a little bit more precise. There's three brushes that I'm gonna mention. Not only do I use them to pack the darker color on the outer V, I also use them to put color under the lash line. This is the Sigma E30 brush. It is great quality. The tip of this brush, it is going to give you that precision, but it's also soft enough that it's not going to damage your eye area. Morphe E36. The Sigma one is all white hairs, and then the Morphe one has dark hairs with the synthetic tips. The Sigma one has more of a point than the Morphe one. The Morphe one is going to be a little softer, but the Sigma one is going to give you more of that precision. This is the Sigma E20 shader brush, and I know it's a shader brush, but guys, I don't grab this for that. I grab this for the outer V because it packs the color on very nice, but I specifically love this to get under that lash line. It is soft enough and wide enough to cover a nice amount of area under the lash line, and I don't know if you could tell, but it has a very little point to it, which is very nice to get as close as possible to that lash line, and it's My last set of brushes I usually look for when I am applying liquid liner. By all means, guys, I am not a pro. Sometimes I have my days where I'm like, oh my god, it came out so nice. And then there's some days where it comes out horrendous. Just like everybody else, I'm on that journey. Sometimes I'll switch between using a pen type of liquid liner product or something that comes in a pot. If I go for something that comes in a pot, I'm going to need an excellent brush. The first one is also from Sigma. I had ordered a set of brushes from their website and I got this brush for free. This is the Sigma E65 brush. It's very small, very detailed. You can see there how it's angled. This is a sample size. They sell the regular size. I love this brush. I love this brush. I love this brush. When I am applying liquid liner, if I can't find this brush, I'm having a mini heart attack, honestly. You can see how fine and how neatly packed those hairs are. I mean, it's literally like a razor edge there. There's no hair sticking out. This is excellent for that precision, close to the inner corner, going all the way to the wing. This brush is just amazing. When this brush is dirty, I need an alternative. I am gonna mention something that is similar. I'm not gonna call it a dupe, but they are similar. This is from Ecotools. There's no name here on the packaging. I'll look it up and link it below. It's an angled precision brush. It has the same narrowness to it, the same angle, and it's actually pretty much almost the same size. The reason I'm not calling this a dupe is because the Sigma one has more firmness to it. The Ecotools one is a little softer. The price is amazing. While we're talking about these two, I use these brushes to get on the actual lash line. Now, going back to liquid liner, my last is from Tarte. I don't have the name of it. Again, I'll link it down below. But this is one of their angled type brushes. When I first tried this, I hated it. But something told me not to get rid of it. You never know. Let's come back at it again and give it another shot. The angle makes it easy when you're trying to get that liquid liner towards the inner corner portion of the eye. When it comes to applying the liquid liner close to the lash line and giving you that pretty wing, this will do it for you. They're all great brushes, depending what you prefer, depending on your price point. Thank you so much for checking me out today. Subscribe so you can check out my other future videos. Don't forget to check out my past videos. But for right now, I'll see you guys later. Bye.